But he starts off by saying apologetics is not only defense, but also offense, an attack by Christians against unbelieving thought and action. And so he goes on to say, as the apostle puts it, we destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God and take every thought captive to obey Christ. That's 2 Corinthians 10:4 by the apostle Paul. And so this is one that we've covered before, and we say that this applies not only to us calling unbelievers to take every thought captive, but also for Christians as well. And so this is where theology proper comes into play, and where our sanctification process will lead us as becoming more conformed to the heart and the mind of Christ. And so this isn't just a javelin that we hurl at the other side, but this is one that we take up daily and follow Christ with as well. But he says, indeed, as true in some other fields, the best defense is a good offense. That is, it could be argued that offense is the primary function of apologetics, and probably one that I think most people kind of think about when they know these terms and think about what apologetics does.
Yeah, exactly. And so, he says it's not enough for the apologist to respond to the unbeliever's objection, right? In other words, defense kind of thing. He is called to turn the attack against God's enemies, and this is the role taken by the Lord himself. When Satan or his human associates bring accusations against God, God regularly refuses to answer the charge and brings accusations against his attackers. And so he lists several, biblical passages here. Genesis chapter 3, the woman thou gave me, and God just, turns that right around. Okay, fine, but you're cursed. Right? Job 38, if I could just talk to God, I would question him. And then God appears and God begins to question, right? And so, God kind of turns all of these things on their head. And so he takes the offensive. And of course, because he is sovereign and authoritative, and he's allowed to do that. He is the creator. So that's the point here that I think Frame is trying to make.
Right. And it carries on to the New Testament as well. And so we have already done much of the way of apologetic offense. In chapter 2, he indicated that the fundamental choice is between two alternatives, the absolute personality of Christianity and the absolute impersonal of every other system, the system that we have collectively described as the covenantal wisdom. And so those are kind of the two bases that we have, and it's presented as this dichotomy of personality or impersonal, fill in the blank, universe, dispassionate, systems that bring about different belief systems. But he says that we have seen the covenantal wisdom cannot do justice to values and therefore cannot account for the trustworthiness of reason. So, let's all come together and reason our way up to what we think it is. Clearly, there's no God. Therefore, anyone who's, a believer is irrational, that they are not listening to reason. Well, let's first account for accounting of reason. So he says, we've seen in the past, and we've covered on the show as well, that unbelief has a difficulty with doing anything other than just saying, well, that's reason. And so can you justify that reason? Well, we just do it and it seems to work. Well, okay. That's not a justification for it. That's just brute hard faith in the system that you want to use.
Yeah, and notice he says here that, we have already done much by way of the apologetic offense. And so this is going to be a shorter chapter because, he has dealt with a lot of these issues already. He's already kind of attacked the other position. Mm-hmm. And so, as I was looking at this chapter, I said, wow, this is pretty short, but it's short because, he's done a lot of this work ahead of time.
Yeah, refer to previous episodes. Yeah. So this inability corrupts impersonalist ideas in every field of human thought. And so what do we do from here?